So here I am, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Greetings and salutations. Long time no see. I apologize, my fault. Been living a somewhat boring life out here. I've moved again to a different country, so I actually live in Honduras full time. I moved here a little over a month ago. So today we are going to go to COPAN, which is a big Mayan site here in Honduras. It's going to be about a 6.5 hour drive. And since age is not a sign of maturity, I didn't pack last night, so I actually took a little bit of time off today, about 3.5 hours off of work so I can leave early. So I need to pack right now. And the girls are downstairs moving their stuff from one car to the next, and we'll get on the road. So see you down the street. Friends and family, you may remember this place from one of my other videos. It's on our way, and we have the kids with us, and one of them has never been here before. She's 14, never been here. So we decided we would stop and enter the caves one more time. Probably not gonna film a whole lot in there because I did a whole video on it before, so just kind of checking in. But definitely go back and look for one of my other videos that I did a little bit more in depth on this. I think it's hotter in here. So last time I was here was, what, March, I guess? And now it's the end of August, so it's like hottest time of the year. This month, next month, right? And even though I'm a bit underground, it's very hot. And I'm more out of breath now. I think I need to eat more Cheetos. I try to yell over the wind. So we've got like 3 hours of driving left. I think I stopped to smell too many flowers. I thought the drive would only take 6.5 hours, which I guess it potentially would have, but there's so much traffic in San Pedro Sula that it added quite a bit of time. We spent like, 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes waiting at stoplights, just so many people going through and the light changing. But now we're flying through various different cities. It's actually, so it's 31 Celsius, so that's like 83 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't feel super hot, even though it's really humid. Definitely tropical. It's dark right now, so I'll do something tomorrow morning you can see better, but we have finally arrived in the hotel. It was almost 9 hours of driving, and some of the roads were less than perfect. But we're here. So I'm going to rinse off the day and go to bed. We'll see you guys in the morning. So actually, on the last day there at the hotel, I was talking with the hostess about the hotel, and she was kind of telling me a little bit about the mission that the hotel serves, which isn't just a hotel, turns out. I actually did do a video tour of the hotel, but I'm going to post that in a separate video. I was going to put it in this video, but I'll post it in a different video that I'll hopefully put up by the end of the week. So look for that here in the next couple days.
Hola, mira que me ve el brazo, o sea, se me ve aquí. Hola. está grabando. Así está grabando. Ahí se sabe si está grabando. Es que mire que no hay.
We've made it down to the Central Park. There's a lot of stone carvings around here. It definitely has more of that like Incan / Mayan feel. We passed a guy on our way here that was chiseling out a frog by hand with a hammer and a chisel. I thought about stopping and asking him if I can take a video of him while he worked. This, I don't even know what you'd call it. This little shade cover thingy you're seeing here, it has gutters on it made out of cement. Probably modern architecture, but definitely has that look of older stuff. You can see these big old cement gutters on the side here, on both sides. Some more of that stone carving. A cool little city. This is the Central Park of COPAN. I should have brought coins with. Oh, I think I have coins with me actually. Excuse me. Got a cool little. Wouldn't really be an amphitheater. Just a little stage kind of thing here. I think I might hit on this chick. Hola, muñeca. ¿Esto solo?
Sí.
Oh, ¿quiere café?
Por supuesto.
Ah.
Siempre.
Yeah, see, picking up chicks in Honduras is easy. Just ask them out to coffee. I feel like I'm in a private viewing. Can you imagine earrings like that? Holy cow. Like, never mind wearing that necklace. Of course, they do have some signs, but I can't read most of it. It's technical language. Archaeological and historical type stuff. The good news is this shows up in better definition on my GoPro than it does in real life even. That's kind of weird. I doubt it'll look that good on YouTube, but fingers crossed for you guys. Not real sure what's going on here. Maybe it's a lid of some sort. A lot of really intricate carvings. Definitely stuff that would have been cool to see when it was first made, but you know, for something that's a couple 100 years old. Definitely really cool. Yeah, I'm sorry, I really don't know what any of these things are. I'm kind of just admiring them. I mean, some of it's obvious, like the jewelry. Arrowheads, cups, stuff like that, but the rest of it, you don't know if it's ceremonial stuff or what it might have been used for. So they have this map here, right? This is the Mayan area. So we are here in COPAN. Let's see, this is, so right about here is where Caracol is in Belize. That's where I took you guys about a year ago now. So this is all like Mesoamerica with all the Mayan sites. I really want to get up here to Tikal, and right here next to Tikal is a place called Nakum that they started excavating, but they didn't really get too far, and they stopped in 2004 due to political issues. Getting back there is supposed to be extremely difficult. I've seen some videos of people who have tried, some who have succeeded, but there's really nothing as far as improvements to get back there. It's all just, get a Hummer or get a dirt bike or something like that, but you have to do some pretty extreme exploration to get to it. This is kind of similar to some of the stuff we saw in Belize. So the cultures were definitely linked. Although you see less of the Mayan and more of the Incan here. No jaguars. But you might recall seeing some of these symbols on the pyramids in Belize. This is something we saw a lot in Belize, going up the pyramids on the sides of the steps and stuff. They had large carvings like this that were somewhat abstract art. You might remember me trying to figure out what some of them were. This might be the jaguar we were looking for, with maybe a knife above his head. I'm not real sure. Yeah, just a quick little museum that they had here. It was free. Nobody was in it, so they unlocked it and let us in, which was kind of cool. So that's why I said I feel like I'm in a private showing. But this was like at the entrance of the museum. That's where we entered right there. This is out in the street market. So this is kind of the entrance area here. So I don't know how many parts they found this in, but you can see where it was cemented together. So it might have broken in transport. They might have found it broken. Difficult to say. It was a pretty long drive getting up here. Some of it was kind of took the wrong route from Marcala. It's actually closer. I think it's only like 3 or 4 hours. So hopefully that's the case. That's the way we're gonna go back, so we'll find out. But this is a pretty cool little town. Wouldn't mind coming up here and just wandering around the town a little bit, which I don't think I've ever said about too many towns. But the girls are having fun. I gave them a little bit of money and they've been spending it like it's burning a hole in their pocket, which is to be expected. But a lot of cool little trinkets, little shops. It's the same like with all these tourist attractions though. Like 47 different street vendors, and every single one of them are selling the exact same thing. Like you go from one to the next, and it's like, it's identical. I mean, nobody has anything unique. So, I mean, I want to buy some trinkets and stuff for my nieces and my family. But you know, all of it's just like mail order Amazon made in China stuff, and it just, you know, kind of want to try and find something a little bit more one-off, if you will. I don't know if that's going to be the case anywhere, especially here, but I keep looking, peek of the site. I don't even know where we're entering at, but it's supposed to be the, as they say, they didn't say biggest, they said most prominent site in Mesoamerica. So I guess we'll see. It's interesting that the warning signs and the signs I ignored that said I can't bring my backpack with me are in English, but the rest of them are in Spanish or whatever. So the frogs, don't know. Obviously these are just, they're numbered, right? Like they match this. But so we're here. This is the city we were just in. So we're like right there. So it's a fairly good sized park. So again, we are here. And you can see it's all trees, so it's not going to look like that. But this part actually does look like that. So maybe it's not quite as big as the model makes you think. Either that or it's massive and we're going to walk for an hour. So I think based on what we just saw over there that we're going to enter here. But again, let's go find out. The good news is it's wheelchair accessible. Come back when I'm all paralyzed. And as always, wear a mask, watch your hands, and keep your distance. You know, in the States, you show up to a place like this and you go, man, I wonder what this looked like back then, because it's all covered in concrete. This is the opposite. I'm pretty sure this was not trees back when this site was built. I'm pretty sure this was probably huts and living area and stuff for the residents. I think there was, saw the number somewhere, I don't remember off the top of my head, like 1 million, 1.9, something like that, million people that lived here at the time. Anybody else surprised that it's in Spanish and Chinese? The birds of the Mayan site of COPAN. There you go. Yeah. Sorry, my camera was throwing up a thing that said the SD card was full, but then it said it has an hour and a half left, so I'm not real sure. I need to buy a new GoPro, or if anybody feels like giving me one. So we're here. Look at all these houses and stuff. See, that's what I was saying. I don't think there was trees here. I think that this was all houses. So we're here seeing all these trees now. And then this is the main site, so I guess we'll just keep headed this way. Follow the place where all the other tourists are coming from. That's been taken back by nature. And I imagine if you wander through there, you'll find a lot more of those. An avocado tree with no avocados on it. Seems natural. There's a lot of macaws all over through here. They're pretty high up in the trees. I'm tried to get some video of one of them, but couldn't really see anything in the GoPro. So I think this is the main site here. You can hear macaws, so somebody's got one close by. There's a lot of these, they call them stelae, Mayan stelae, miniature statues, carving, stuff like that. Boy, you can hear these. See if you can see it up there. There's 3 of them. No, 4 of them. But the sun's in the way, so I don't know if you can see them or not. They're definitely a lot back here. You can hear them really well. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but see this pile right here? There's another structure right there, or once was, and I imagine that one's the same. Where it used to be something, you know, whether it's a house or a kitchen or who knows, but been reclaimed. Yeah, that was definitely, oh, and back there farther too. See, the problem with having a city next to these things is that people can get to them, which is what I really liked about the site in Belize, was how remote it was. And nobody could get there. So I doubt they put up any grandstands to look at all this stuff. I imagine it's similar to the site in Belize, where this was like a semi-elevated platform that had other things on it. Again, houses and living places. This one has significantly fewer signs and markers than the site in Belize. And significantly more people. It was also raining, so it wasn't very hot. Here it's hot. We saw this guy on the path walking in here. They had like hats and masks and stuff that were maybe Mayan. You know, just something you put together in your living room to get tourists to take pictures with, and of course we did. And he was saying, he spoke pretty good English. He was saying he worked as a tour guide in California for a while, and then went to Hawaii because Mayan and Polynesian culture are similar. And he said when he was working here several years ago that the staff was looting the site, and he turned them in and filed police reports and whatnot, and they fired him. So you see some pictures in the visitor center of some of the things that were at this site. I guess I should have taken pictures of those and then walked around the site to see if they're still here, you know, but I didn't really think that I was going to have to be playing what's here and what's not over stuff that may or may not be missing. You know, obviously it'd have to be a small relic or whatever to steal it, I suppose. He said there was over 30 that were stolen. I don't see a glaringly obvious set of stairs to go up here, except for way down there, which actually there's a sign over there too. I'm gonna just walk right up the wall. There is definitely a significant amount of similarities between here and the Mayan site in Belize. You think they shared the same architect? No trespassing. They want to save that one off to the side. It's in worse shape than some of the other ones. This one, for some reason, is like wired off in some places. So I guess they're maybe trying to do some preservation, which is good. I forgot the spare battery for my GoPro again. How many times have I done this now? I'm running out of battery. I keep saying I need to bring spare memory cards, but what I need to bring is spare batteries all the time. So you think they're doing a restoration effort over here? This site is definitely massive. Once again, pretty sure the proximity of the city had something to do with this, but this would have been cool to see. Wonder where it went. I'm sure you could bribe somebody to get a trip back there. A couple of these have doors in them. I'm still trying to find my way to the top. I'll get there eventually. Look how big that tree is growing out of there. I mean, a couple of these, right? Just managed to push up through these piles of stone. So now we know that the Mayan pyramids were mostly a dirt center. They weren't usually hollow, so that's why I'm kind of surprised to see some of these doors here. Some of them had stuff inside, but it wasn't really about building a tomb like the pyramids of Egypt. It was more about building an elevated location for religious purposes, right? So it makes sense that a tree would grow out of the middle pretty well, because it's just a stone skin, if you will, on a dirt pile, which is what you're seeing like here between these two temples. So none of them really had anything in them. They were just piles of dirt with stone stacked, and that's why you see the vegetation take it back so easily, because it's got stuff to grow in, whereas the pyramids in Egypt are solid stone, so it's difficult for stuff to grow. So I found the entrance to the top of the pyramid. If you see any indication of how you know this is it, comment. Made it to the top. A lot of trees in the way, which is nice for the shade, I guess. definitely a really big site. Saw this from the top and I was hoping to come down here and get a closer look at it, but they don't want you to enter it. So this is like the main view minus the trees. And they put it on the back of the money. So that view is right there. Let's see if I can line this up. Yeah, right there. So if you put it, you can see the one Limpiera bill and the COPAN ruins. I am almost getting tired of walking down one temple and up the other. So, this is the view from up here. It's definitely a big site. A lot of pyramids here. Holy cow. You can't get on most of them. They have a lot of stuff roped off. That almost looks open, but there's like I can see a door frame, so I wonder if they just have like a window in there. So I kind of want to go down just for that, but they don't really have stairs. It's just the wall of the pyramid. It's almost as if it never stops. Wandered so far that I ran out of people. Now there's just ruins. And they don't even bother putting steps in. Now you just have to fall down a hill. You know, to get down from a high point, you just go to the edge and ask gravity for help. Going back up's always a problem. Sounds so peaceful. I don't know if you guys can hear the river in the background, but there's a river. There's no people. There's birds. It's just quiet. You know, walking around Germany, there was a lot of like history there that was contributive history. So little is known about the Mayans that you can't really say whether or not they contributed to anything, but it was also so long ago. Like standing in front of Colosseum, castles, you know, standing in places where it's like, man, people that are still alive helped shape some of this history. It just has a different feel to it, right? This is square rocks stacked on top of each other from 1,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. You know, not to say that it's not cool, because it's extremely cool. I absolutely love that I have the opportunity to be here and see all this. This is where I have to make that jab that says, like, share, and subscribe so I can do more of this and share it with you guys. Pass my videos around. Oh, then I have to keep making videos too, so it's on me. This is really cool though. If you ever have the opportunity to find yourself lost in the back of Honduras, and see all this stuff in person. Or Belize, you know, if you prefer a country that speaks English, mostly. You could do Belize. Oh man, I almost tripped over an iguana. Holy cow, it was laying right here. I was looking up at this while I was walking. That was lunch right there. Thanks for joining me with this, guys. I'm sorry I don't bring you more videos. Hopefully do a lot more of this. I've got some trips planned for the next, I guess October, so a month and a half-ish from now. Not quite sure yet. We've got 3 different places we're discussing. I haven't really locked one down. And we're trying to put together a group of probably 15 or 16 people to go on this trip. So hopefully more on that later. But in the meantime, enjoy COPAN. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.
Vamos